Good morning everyone. Welcome to the Python programming class. So today we will learn the object oriented features in a Python. So coming to the object oriented features, in that we will learn about the first and most important thing is what is a class, and second one we will learn what is an object, what is an object is, and next one, third one, we will learn about abstraction, and next we will learn about encapsulation, and fifth one we will learn about the inheritance, and coming to the sixth one we will learn about the polymorphism. So these are the various important object-oriented features in Python. If you observe carefully, all these object-oriented features are available in the programming languages which we earlier learned, that is Java. We have seen all these object-oriented features in Java, and we have seen all the features in C++, and all these features are applicable in C# as well. All these features are there in C# as well. But in coming to the Python, with a slight modification, we will learn the concept of a object-oriented features. So coming to the very first important thing, that is a class. What is a class? A class is nothing but a blueprint. Observe carefully. This is my class. So a class consists of attributes. A class consists of attributes, and a class consists of behavior. A class consists of attributes, and a class consists of a behavior. So observe carefully. So what is an attribute here? So a attribute is nothing but a variables. Attributes is nothing but a variables. All the variables is known as an attributes, and the behavior is nothing but my methods. A method is also known as a functions. A method is also known as a function. Observe carefully. My class consists of a attributes and a behaviors. So coming to the attributes are known as a variables. In our Python unit number 1, we have learned about the various language fundamentals. In that we have learned about the variables. What are the various important rules applicable to write a variable? All those rules will be applicable here as well. We have to follow those rules only. And coming to the next one, a behavior. Behavior is nothing but a methods, which is also known as a functions. We already know that the functions in Python should be started with a keyword, that is a def, which is nothing but a def. Is it clear? And the another important point you have to remember here is combinations of a attributes and a methods is known as a class members. These are known as my class members. These are known as a class members, and this entire thing is known as my class. This is nothing but a class. So how to access the variables and methods from my class? So in order to access the variables and methods from my class, I need a object. So the syntax for an object creation is object underscore name So combination of a variables and a methods is known as a class, and a class is consists of a class members. So in order to access the variables and my methods, I need a object. So we have to understand the object creation syntax. Object creation syntax. So in order to access the class members, we have to create an object. So the syntax of for creating an object is object underscore name is equal to my class name. So this is the syntax I have to follow in order to create my object. I am repeating again, in order to create an object, the syntax I have to follow here is object underscore name is equal to my class name. So this is how I will create my object. A object is an instance of my class. So instance means, for example, I can create a n number of objects. By using an n number of objects, I can access my class members happily. So these are the various important things you have to remember. Is it clear? In a shorter form, I'll explain you in detail. So variables and methods can be accessed by a object, and my object is a reference, and my object is reference to my class. So these are the important concepts we have to remember. I am repeating again. Variables and methods can be accessed by my object, and this object is a reference to my class. So this is a concept behind the class and my object. So you may ask me a question, sir, what is the need of understanding about the object oriented programming? So if you observe the real world, there everything is an object. For example, here I am standing, I am teaching a class, so I am one object. For example, consider a real world scenario in which a class, in a school there is a class. Inside the class there are n number of students. All the students are nothing but a objects. So in the real world scenario, everything is an object. So if I want to design a programming or a project, real world project, there I need a object oriented features. That is why we are learning a object oriented features. Is it clear? So coming to the next important thing, we will learn with a simple programming example. We will learn how to access a variables, and we will learn how to access a members from by creating a object. So observe carefully. So observe carefully. So coming to my example number 1, in my example number 1, I am explaining you about the way to access my variables and methods by creating an object. I will explain you with a simple programming example. Later on my coming lectures, we will go deep into the programming part. So observe carefully. Class is a keyword and followed by the name of my class, that is a student. That is a student. Since I am writing a block of statements, that is why I have used a colon here. So coming to the next one is roll number is equal to 101, And next one is the name of a student is equal to Ramesh. Name of the student is Ramesh, and the class is second year. He is from the second year, and the branch is CSE, and the branch is CSE. Is it clear? So all these are called as my variables. I have declared a variables, and after declaring a variables, what I have done is I have done with a initialization. I have declared and initialized a variables. Next, a class consists of methods. So I am writing a two methods. In that, the first one is DEF. I am writing my method DEF followed by read followed by a colon. Since it consists of a block of statements, we already studied what is an indentation in Python. So what I am doing is I am writing a simple instruction, print of reading. I am done with it. And next one is DEF. I have taken a one more method, and after that, and the name of that method is a write colon, since it consists of a block of statements, colon. And next one is print of writing. So I'm done with my class. So all these things, these two functions are known as my member functions or methods. In my earlier I have told you that a class consists of variables. I have written the variables are there, and a class consists of methods, and here I am having a methods. So I am done with the writing of that class. A class is nothing but a blueprint. Now we have to access this variables and a method. So in order to access the variables and the methods, the very next step what I have to do is I have to create an object. How to create an object? So name of my object is, for example, student1 s1 is equal to the name of my class is student. So student. The name of my class is student. Is it clear? S1 is equal to student. I have created my object. So now how to access this? So in order to access a variables or a member functions, what I have to do is I have to use my object as a reference. So S1 dot roll underscore number will give me the answer 101, and next one S1 dot name will give me the answer that is a Ramesh. And if I wanted to access the methods, what I have to do is I have to use an object as a reference. So object name is S1 dot, the name of my method is read, S1 dot read. So it will give me an answer reading, and if I want to access the right method, then what I have to do is I have to go with I have to write on S1 dot write. So by this I am able to access my methods. So this is one way of accessing the methods or a variables. The another way of accessing a methods or a variables is by using a class name. So student dot roll number, roll underscore number. This is a valid thing. I can use a class name as well. This is a valid thing, or I can use a student dot name student dot name. This is also a valid, or I can use a student dot read. This is also a valid statement. Or what I can do is I can write student dot write. So this is also a valid statement. So observe carefully. What I want to say is either I can use an object as a reference to access my variables or methods. Happily I can use an object, or I can use my class name to access a variables or a methods. Either of the one you can happily use. Since you are learning programming for the very first time, I want all of you to learn to access a variables or a methods with the help of my object. So another important thing you have to remember here is whenever I am writing a variables outside the function, observe carefully. What I am doing is here I have written a variables outside of my function, and here I have written my variables inside my class. So this type of variables are known as an instance variables. Observe carefully. I want all of you to remember this point. Observe carefully. Whenever I am writing a variables outside the function, here these are the my two functions, and I have written the variables outside the methods, and whenever I have written a variables inside my class, those variables are known as an instance variables. Those variables are known as an instance variable. Those variables are known as my instance variable. And the second important point you have to remember, whenever you want to access the instance variable, for that you need the object to access those variables. Observe carefully. Here roll number and my name are the instance variables. That is why I have used a object as my reference. If you are familiar, if you are from a Java background, there we will study about the two important types of variables. In that we will learn about a instance variables, and next we will learn about static variables. The same concept will be applicable here. Here instance variables, all the instance variables need to be accessed with an object, and next one, whenever variables are known as a local variables. Observe carefully the differences between a instance variables and a local variable. Remember, what are instance variable? If someone asks you that question, tell them the variables which are written outside my function and the variables which are inside my class, those type of variables are known as an instance variables, and this instance variable need to be accessed with my object. And coming to what is a local variables, whenever you write any variables inside my function, those type of variables are known as my local variables. Is it clear? So this is all about a class and an object. So coming to my next class, in my next class we will talk about the differences, what is a init method and what is a self. A self is nothing but a this pointer. If you are familiar with a this pointer in C++, if you are familiar with a this in a Java, this keyword, so there I am using a this, and here I am using a self. So I will explain you the differences between a this and a self. So the working of a self I will explain you, and next one I will talk about the init, what is the importance of an init is in my next lecture. I hope this is clear for you. Thank you.